The next three chapters of Moby Dick, chapters 33, 34, and 35, are similar to cetology. The Specsiter is sort of about the position of the chief harpooner. The cabin table is supposedly about the etiquette of dining on the ship. And then chapter 35, the masthead, is the lore or romantic storytelling of the watch. They are told from a similar narrative perspective as cetology, which means that, we could wonder if this is the same narrator who wrote cetology and extracts, or if it's Ishmael talking in a different voice, or if it's somebody else entirely. Often, the narrative voice goes between a third-person omniscient or what I kind of think of as a third-person delusional, because it's very romanticized, hyper stylized writing. Or if it's actually Ishmael himself. I think it might be Ishmael. I know that there are critics who disagree with me on this, but I wonder if this second narrator that we're seeing is actually the real Ishmael, and the Ishmael who talks to us in first person is Ishmael pretending to be the hardened sailor, that he is in actuality this naive, romantic, kind of wet behind the ears soft boy, and not really the daring, emboldened, I don't care what other people think, I'm a free man in a free world, harpooner, adventurer guy. Rawr. That's who he wants us to think he is. But he's not. He has romantic illusions and delusions and a lot of misinformation. And he's inconsistent in his information. After chapter 35, we go back to the action on ship. We pick up not too long after Ahab has thrown his pipe overboard, and they've been told to hunt for a white whale. So we'll see what happens there. The narrative style shifts again. But right now, we've got descriptions again about what life is like on the ship. So we've been told to go hunt a white whale, and then we've been told more about what kind of whales there are in this world. And then we were told about the office of the chief harpooner, who shares the captaincy with the captain, or at least he ought to. He's the professional superior of other people on ship, but he's the social equal. We get a clue here. We're told that Ahab did not abuse this class structure necessarily, but sometimes he used it. He took advantage of it. He would hide behind it to get what he wanted from his crew. And the cabin table, there's almost a farcical description of the various class structures on the ship going to eat dinner in the cabin, the order in which they eat, how much they're allowed to eat, the order in which they exit, and then what it's like for the harpooners to exit, and then what it's like for everyone else. So first we have whales, then we have who's in charge, then we have food. And then lastly, we have the masthead. We have the watch. We have the position of those who see what is coming and are supposed to warn us. And then we get back to the action. So what purpose is it if we have more than one narrator? Or we have a narrator with a split personality? Could it be that it's because we have different faces to ourselves? That this narrator who writes extracts and misinformed cetology, this sub-librarian, is the inner person, the inner man of our narrator. That who he is when no one is looking. And then Ishmael, our professed, let me tell you about this big voyage I went on and I'm the only survivor. Hooah! that's his armor. That's who he wants us to think he is. Because if he's tough, if he has nothing, then nothing can be taken from him. He has nothing left to lose. Is this a story about loss?